Welcome to another episode. This one is a technical episode on Oracle SQL, and of course, the subsequent one will be on PL SQL as well. So, this will be a learn by doing. So, you would have learned SQL statements and you would have also learned about PL SQL. So, if you're interested in the case study, yes, you go through my presentation. And in case if you are interested in getting the associated document, the case study document for SQL and PL SQL, do comment on this presentation with your email IDs so that I can send across the case study to your email directly. But yeah, most importantly, yes, you can watch through from a solution perspective. After you complete the case study, you can also watch through the presentation so that you can then check whether whatever you're done on SQL and PL SQL is similar, or you're getting the same kind of results for this case study. So, and thank you for watching it, and I hope you watch the entire presentation and do subscribe to my channel as well. Thanks and cheers.
And here is the case study. So first we'll start off with the SQL part. So the case study is something like you have a business case and a problem statement, and then based on that you create the appropriate database structure and load database structure in the sense the tables, and then you can also load the data, I mean do an insert into those tables. So this is the kind of a practice. So the practice in the sense this is how, I mean in the real life as well, this is how it is going to be. You'll have kind of a business case. In the business case is generally is done by the end users or the business users. They provide you with the business knowledge, and from there you need to derive out the problem statement, design the database structure, and then create the appropriate table. You need to understand the concept of normalization, and when you create the database structure, of course the primary key foreign key relationship, so that the data retrieval happens at a faster time. I mean the if you the database, as the data grows, the queries, the database queries has to be uh, efficient as much as possible so that it retrieves data in quick time. So this case study is there available in the resources section. You can download it and go through it. So this has the business scenario, and then the business process diagram as well, and you can, and of course the problem statement is what from that you try to from the business case you try to get into a bit of a technicality and create the entity relationship diagrams from the technical perspective, and probably all these are given in words. You need to just try creating it. Ideally this takes about somewhere about maybe 3 to 4 hours. So you can always try to do it on your own, meaning take time, understand, create the database structure, and then insert the data. You can that way you can always learn by getting your hands dirty. So if you go through it, it's just like any other XYZ corporation, US-based company, the manufacturing computer system, sales office across the globe, sells customer through following direct sales, annual sales over, they are treated as privilege, and their yearly discount structure decided by the top management. Also the key customer will be the first access to the sample, blah blah blah. All then you have the distribution channel, wherein for it is going to be a smaller customer, there is a discount structure, and there is a booking process as well. And you need to understand what is a purchase order, and what is a sales order, what is a invoice. Those are again a kind of a commercial terms you need to have an understanding of, particularly when you get into the database, because database is all mainly used for the commercial business application. So you will invariably you'll end up hearing all this: purchase order, sales order, customer invoice. So probably you need to have a good understanding on them. So XYZ receives the purchase order from the end customer. So that is actually a sales order for XY when it is from the customer sends a purchase order, which is of course the sales order for XYZ corporation, where customer purchase order sales invoices for the customer are generated. The sales invoices after the order is processed, then comes the sales invoice. That is what is customer places the order. When he places the order is what is the purchase order, and you process the order and generate the invoice, and finally deliver the goods and completes the order. So this is a kind of a business process flow diagram. So that will enable you to understand how you are going to create the database. Again, this is again, since the case study, we have taken a commercial business application. So when you're going into any of the kind of a consulting role to design a database or anything, try to understand the business process end to end. Even when you are trying to query the database, you need to understand the database structure very well. Then only you'll be able to understand from which table you can query what data, and then probably you need to use the join conditions as appropriate. So that is what you are supposed to do. Create an entity relationship with customer. Customer again, it's a table, and in the table you will have the ER diagrams, generally entity relationship. In the entity you will have the attributes, which is going to get into the columns. So again, there are conditions, foreign key and primary key, foreign key. There are some constraint. There is a discount structure, and then there is some more details, but this part is left out for the PL SQL. And so basically, you need to create the appropriate table structure in line with what is provided in this business case scenario. Just a tip. Here is the kind of a database structure. This is also available for download in the probably once you think about it as what are the entities you want to have, what are the relationship with different entity, and then probably you can take a look at this and create the database table structure as appropriately, and then of course you can validate with the solutions as well. But take time, go through it, spend a few hours to understand, then create the database structure, and then of course you can validate with the solutions if required. Thank you. Stay tuned for the SQL solution part. Thank you. Welcome back. So hope you have created the appropriate table structures, and now if you can always cross verify with what is actually with whatever you have created with the results as well. So I have this code over here. This code is available for download, so you can download and execute it. Or yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to execute this so that appropriate table structure is created. So otherwise you can always cross verify with what is created by you, and against this demonstration. So let me run this the whole SQL unit. So to run it, just drag and drop into the workspace or the worksheet. So just dragging and dropping into the workspace. So this will take a few seconds to appear in the worksheet. So yeah, drag and drop. Once you do that, SQL file appears in the worksheet. So all the tables should get created. So let me run this and make it full screen. Let me execute. So because the scripts are it's not that large, but little large depending upon the internet connection, because Of course, I'm using the cloud autonomous database. So you see all these are created. You can, okay, there's another way of looking at it is go to the tables, and then you can see if the tables are present, then it means it has been created. So yeah, get into the tables, and there it is. The SS customer, SS discount are all there. So for example, SS customer, these are the columns. You can click on that, and then you can view the inserted data as well. And similarly for if you look at the invoices, there shouldn't be any data. It is all to be populated using the PL SQL. So it is just a creation, but you will not find any of the data over there. So similarly invoice lines as well. But whereas the sales order, if you look at it, the sales order should have the data direct type and the distributor. So you have all the data over here. So the table is created, data is created. So probably you can use that script to create this, or you can validate with whatever you have created. The choice is yours. And similarly, the database structure, if you want to look at it, go to import and data dictionary, get into the data dictionary, and again it should open up. So once you are inside the data dictionary, select it, and then click on next. So then we want it only in the admin schema. Select that, and then post that you need to select all of the tables. So we want to have all the SS related tables. So click on that, all the SS related tables. I don't want, these are other tables. I don't want to see the relationship between them. So select that, click next. So it shows 10 tables imported, and finish that. So this will generate the design as appropriate, and then it will give you the design output. So here you see this. So whatever the tables along with their join condition, it is given as well. So you can also view the join condition, the source table using the SQL developer. What is the source table and the target table, and what is the name, I mean the relationship. Those things you can also view. For example, you double click on the table, you get the sorry, table name, columns, then primary key, any constraints, and then you have foreign key. So all this you can take a look with the SQL developer. So we are done with the part of the SQL part of the case study, wherein we have created the database structure. And creating the database structure is very important, but many of times this one, the creation of the table structure, is overlooked by the developers or the project team. They just when they want to get into database design, they just don't spend much time, because these are mostly invariably the programmers. They just create the tables, and they are in a hurry to develop the application. They don't focus on the database table creation. They just create it and create a nice application. The application would be nice. The problem happens when the data starts growing, and when they want to pull data, it'll be a big mess. Could take time, because data retrieval, you need to have appropriate join condition for in particularly when the data grows, without they might do it in such a way that they just have one table and try to have all the columns. Then also there is going to be a challenge, because as the data volume grows, it's okay with if it is 10 rows. If it is going to be thousands and thousands of rows, then the retrieval becomes very slow. That is where the database design is highly critical, and you need to focus on the database design. Though this course doesn't cover the database design part, there are courses. In fact, I have my own offering where I have covered the database design using the SQL modeler. So you can go through that as well. Or if you're already comfortable with the database design part, yes, try it out, building the database, and just as an exercise, have the data inserted into the table and write various join conditions. That's how you gain practice in the database SQLs. Thank you. Stay tuned. That's about the case study on the SQL part.